When I initially ventured into trading, I focused on lower time frames, but unfortunately, the results were significant financial losses. However, after dedicating years of refining my approach, I've successfully developed a 5-minute scalping strategy that boasts an impressive accuracy rate of nearly 80%. This strategy has been rigorously tested after a period of months, utilizing live data and sharing daily results on YouTube to ensure transparency and accountability. I have distilled my strategy into a straightforward step-by-step approach that eliminates the need of excessive pre-market preparations and over-analysis. By adhering to a simple yet effective checklist, I'm able to execute trades with precision and confidence, wrapping up my trading day within a more than 90 minutes. This efficient approach has enabled me to achieve a remarkable balance between trading and other aspects of my life. In this video, I'll walk you through my exact strategy, providing live example to illustrate its efficiency and help you understand how to apply it in your own trading. Alright guys, so here we are on our illustration. I'm going to use this illustration for our bullish example, and later on I'll give the bearish example. And for this strategy, I'm going to actually give you both the winning scenarios and the losing scenarios such that you compare to see its win rate, right? And I'm going to tell you the narrative you need to follow this in order for this strategy to work for you effectively, and you will get remarkable results, right? So the procedures you need to follow while using this 5-minute scalping strategy, right? As you saw on the thumbnail for this video, right? So for this strategy, rule 1, you need to enlight our trading window, and this trading window is going to be a New York session. But for that New York session, we have to also delineate the opening range, only the opening range of that New York session, right? Secondly, you need to know how to break the market structure, and it won't be that difficult. As you know, for lower time frames, market structure is always not difficult to read, and as well as the higher time frames, because the lower time frames always follow what the higher time frame is saying, right? So thirdly, you need to know how to mark out your supply and demand order blocks, right? You need to know what an order block is and how to know a valid order block. I'll try my level best to use this time in this video to try to explain everything. Okay, so guys, I've given 3 so far, and fourthly, you don't need much on this strategy, right? Since it's a scalping strategy, we shall need our target to be a 1-to-1 and 1-to-2 maximum. I repeat, 1-to-1 minimum and 1-to-2 maximum for this strategy. And as you can see right here, you can see our opening range of the New York session, which is the 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. New York local time, right? And we saw how price was reacting before this. You need to wait for price to actually start moving, then you mark out your zones, your entry, your POI zones for the strategy. As you can see that before this opening range, price actually broke a previous high, making a breakout structure. So we shall need to wait for a retracement on it, and I'll give you 2 ways on how to place your SL, right? The first one will be a risky one, and the second one will be a low risk. So guys, as you can see that price broke a previous high, making a breakout structure. So we found here our order block, our demand order block, and we wait for price. Remember, it's the 5 minutes time frame, so you don't need complicated analysis. You just wait for this simplified zone, right? So you wait for price to tap here. I'm going to give you, as I said, the entry criteria. You need to wait as a confirmation for you to take your target, and your target shouldn't exceed 1-to-2 maximum. And the only way you should target a 1-to-2 maximum is when you're seeing like price is not consolidating or price is delivering buy side, right? And it's on a high momentum market condition, right? And that's the only way you will do a 1 to 2 target, right? In simple terms, you when you're seeing price is taking out swing highs and swing highs, only swing highs. But if market is consolidating, this strategy also works in a ranging market, but you should only target a 1 to 1. Those are the rules for this strategy to work for you effectively. So let's go to a bearish scenario. Then after that, I will have to show you the entry criteria. It's very simple. Please don't go anywhere. So guys, as you can see here, this is our bearish scenario. And for this case, we have to read price. Actually, you need to come in the market before the opening range of our trading window. Like you need to come to the charts 30 minutes before, right? Such that you mark out your zones. So guys, you can see that price was taking out lower lows, right? So you should follow the same thing, and that's how you follow the order flow, right? So since we've got that market condition that we're seeing our price is taking out lower lows, that's when we target our 1 to 2 RR, right? So as you can see right there, and you can see our trading window is 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. New York local time, and this is the New York session Q zone, right? Or opening zone, right? So let me go show you how to get a bearish confirmation entry and a bullish confirmation entry, the candles you need to see, right? All right, guys, I've decided to not delete this because I want to use it in my explanation, right? So as price approaches this zone in within this trading window that I've delineated right here, as price approaches the zone, you want to see the first candle, that first candle that has tapped into the zone. We're not executing right away from that candle because it's kind of risky. We don't know if, remember, this zone in this trading window, price is always volatile, so we don't know if price is going to actually reverse from this zone. So we need a confirmation, and that's why we don't take straight entries after we tap into this area, right? So we shall need another new candle to print, and you will have to closely look out for this first candle, right? And you want to look out for this low, for its low, right? As you can see, for its low to get taken out, and you can actually use a sell stop limit order, right? And stop and place your SL above this high or above the order block high, right? So for instance, this is a supply order block, so you will need to place above this, above your SL above the order block, in order for you to be at a safer side. But most people can decide to put here the SL in order for them to get a higher risk to reward ratio, because if you place your SL above this candle, you actually maximize your profits or your RR more than this person who has placed his or her SL above the order block, right? So that's the only entry criteria you must take for this 5-minute scalping strategy to work for you effectively. So I'll go to a bullish scenario and do the same thing, and I'll kind of summarize because I've already explained it's just an inverted scale, right? So guys, as you can see right here, you will wait for price. As I told you, you have to mark your zones before. You have to mark out your breakout structure, your entry zones. And one thing that I had forgotten, though I'm going to write what you need, the steps needed at this top right corner right here. So this order block, in order for this demand, okay, I had forgotten to change this. Okay, we're back. So in order for you to get in order for you to validate this demand order block, it should have an imbalance, and it should be the last candle before this push. And you all know that stuff if you've been following my videos. Those who don't know how to find a valid order block, please go check my recent videos on my channel. You get to know how to get a valid order block, right? So back to point. Okay, so you want to wait for price to come, tap you into your zone, and you wait for this entry criteria. You want to see that candle that tapped into the zone. Then you want to wait for the second candle and aim for this high. Wait for this high to be stripped. That could act as your confirmation as price could reverse at any moment. So as for you to aim for this high right here, and this two candle pattern could be called a bullish engulfing, right? For those who do the candle patterns, right? So I think that's all. I've tried my level best to break you down this strategy, and we're going to go into the live market data to analyze, and we see the fails and the wins as such that we compare these strategies win rate. It is very effective, I promise you. So let's go. Guys, here we are, and this back test, we're going to do a back test, and this back test is going to take a while because we're going to back test for the full week, right? Such that reason as to why I'm doing a full week is that I want to take you through the whole weekly result for this strategy, and we want to see how effective it is, right? So here we are, and as you can see that it's a Monday, and I've just set a random date, right? So this shouldn't concern you. I've just set a random week, and it's what I'm back testing, right? So this was Monday, and as you can see, I have already delineated our time trading window. So straight away, let's try to break the charts down, right? So remember the rules for this strategy. Yeah, so let's start. As you can see, we had this low being raided. As I told you guys, don't forget that you must come into the market at least 30 minutes before this trading window, such that you mark out your price action. The reason is that you will see great POIs than when you are in the trading window. Remember, when you are in the trading window, your mind could be always rushing, always wanting to find that good nice trade, right? But if you come before this trading window, you're always going to delineate your POIs the right way. Okay, as you can see here, price action really had a market structure shift right there. So we look at what was at that point where price started to break the zone, right? So we have this supply area, so we wait for price to tap into it. Okay, there we go. So price hasn't really tapped, so we extend our zone. Right here. So this becomes our new supply area. Since we had this breakout structure, remember it's a 5-minute scalping strategy. Is it valid? Is this zone valid? If yes, why? Because it has this imbalance, it has volatility, it broke structure, right? So those are the three confluence I'm basing on for this area, right? So let's wait for price to tap into it before our trading window, and there we go, bam. Okay, so after having it, I want to wait for a candle break confirmation. And secondly, guys, for this strategy, I don't want to have a huge SL because it can really affect my risk to reward. So let's see if this gives us a candle break confirmation, and then bang. So as I told you, we have two ways to set our SL, right? We have this way of placing the SL above that candle in such that you can aim for a huge RR, and the biggest you can aim for is 1 to 2, or you can place your SL above the zone which affects your win rate or affects your risk to reward, because this is now a huge stop loss, so it is affecting our RR. But I personally, I hate this, right? I hate this stop loss, because price could sometime come back to retest this area and stop me out, right? So I always want my take profit, my SL above the zone. But for this trade, I can't take this trade because that's a huge SL. But we're going to assume, because it's in, I have already tell you the rules. So we're going to aim for a 1-to-1, and let's see how this trade goes. Okay, 1-to-1 already. Let's see 1 to 2. Let's see 1 to 2. And in order for you to aim for a 1 to 2, guys, you should know how to measure market volatility. If market is in a good condition, it will give you what you want. It will give you a 1 to 2 straight, right? So this is a 1 to 2. That's a winning trade, right? So let's go to the next day, which is Tuesday, and see how it goes. Here we are, and we are 30 minutes before the trading window opens, right? So let's try to see how price reacted and try to break out market structure. So this is the break of structure we have, the nearest, and this is our demand order block right here. Is it a valid one? So let's look at the procedure, but I'm not taking this because it's not in within this trading window. We just want to use it to see how price reacts with it. So you can see that the order flow is very bullish right here, and bam, here our trading window starts, right? And we can see that price broke structure right here, and it formed a demand order block, right? Okay, remember this is the 5 minutes time frame, so we have this order block, right? Demand order block. You should always look out for 3 things. Has it broke structure? Yes. Does your zone have some imbalances to show momentum or interest in that direction, the particular direction you're aiming for? And lastly, you should look out for liquidity, right? So though that one should be like an add up, right? So let's wait for a candle confirmation. Okay, there we have it, right? And since our SL could be huge for this example, so we shall aim for a 1-to-1, right? A 1-to-1, simply just like that. So let's see. Okay, you can see. So this is take profit too. Remember yesterday, if we had 2% and this 1%, that puts us up 3% in profit, no loss so far for this week, right? I told you this week is random, right? So I just went into the chart, chosen a random week to backtest, right? So let's see if we could get any other setup, right? So we can see, remember the rules when I was beginning this trade, this session, you can actually get 1 to 2 trades in a day, right? So we have this demand order block. It broke structure right there, and we do have some imbalances in within it. So this is where this push really started from, right? So let's wait for a candle tap to it. Okay, so actually this area got invalidated because we really had a strip below it before a candle break, so that loss could have been avoided. Those who know, right? Those who have already got this strategy already know what I mean. What I mean is, actually, you wait for a tap to it, to this zone, then wait for a candle confirmation that I told you earlier, a candle break confirmation. So if this candle tapped to this zone, we could have waited for a break above its high, right? Before the violation. If we get our area violated, if we get our area being violated, we don't take that zone because it's invalid, right? So yeah, let's see. Okay, we really had another setup right here. We, if you observe this low, we really had a change in market character, and then we had this supply order block right here. Okay, and our candle break confirmation hasn't yet been seen. Okay, there we have it. You see this candle is low. It's the candle that tapped into the zone, and this is its low, so it was broken, though this could have been a huge SL. So we avoid this trade, right? We avoid these trades, right? As you can see, that's already 10 pips for this trade, right? So you should aim for 10 pips, and that's so long, right? So we avoid this trade, and you can see it has just played out, but we don't take that trade. Don't, and you should be very selective while choosing high probability trades, right? So we are done with the Tuesday session, and you can see we only got this setup, right? And this one which we never took, right? So that's up 3%, right? We just assuming we had an account and it's up 3%, right, in profit. So let's go on Wednesday and see. So guys, here we are. My screen is a little bit squeezed, but we're going to take it anyways, right? So here we are before our trading window opens. We can see that we really had a market change in character right here. So where did it begin from this supply order block right here? Is it in our trading window? Nope. So are we going to use it? Nope. But we're going to use it to determine the volatility. So if we measure this volatility, price isn't really moving well. So what should we aim for? We should aim for a 1-to-1, right? Though this is actually a New York session, right? So we should expect some volatility as well, but we're not going to break our plan, right? So let's see. Right there it opens, so we wait for a tap into that order block, right? Okay, so we never got a tap into the order block, since if you can look closely, we really had some imbalances right here, and it's what reverse price, right? So we can actually see another break of structure and a supply order block right there. So we mark it out. It's actually here, right? It's actually there. There we have it. So we wait for price to tap into it. Okay, we can see price momentum is really moving as we expected for this session to be, with some volatility more than these previous sessions, right? So we do the same thing, and so price here really didn't tap us in, so we extend our supply order block right here, because we really had a break of structure right there. We have some imbalance, we do. So let's first wait for this candle to close, and we see if we have some imbalance. There we have it. So let's wait for a candle tap. Okay, there we have it, but oh, this is too huge. Unless I wait for another one, if it comes. Okay, so this whole area, as you can see, our order block was violated before it provided the entry, so that loss was, and this is the reason as to why I tell you to wait for a candle break confirmation, because if you don't wait and you just enter right away, these are the problems you're likely to face, right? So that one is violated, and let's see this one that we marked earlier. Okay, there we have it. So let's see, wait for a candle break confirmation. And do we get it? Yes, there we have it. If you look at this candle, this red candle, this low was broken, so that was an entry right there. So our short entry right there. Where is our stop loss? Right above here. I'll put it above here because it does not make sense since we have this whole area right here, and it does not make sense for me to have such a small SL, yet I can use and target, aim for a 1-to-1, right? I'm aiming for a 1-to-1 in within this imbalance right here. So let's see how price goes. Okay, there we have it. So guys, that's a 4%, right? This only is a 4% up. We have not got any loss so far, and this is a Wednesday. So let's go to Thursday. As you can see, our session is finished. Here we are, guys, on a Thursday, and when we see our price action was really it was bully, shifted here structure, then it started buying, then it shifted to the downside right here. I'll show you right here, and sold from this FVD right there and started delivering sell side. So we're looking for supply zones, but before all that, we shall wait for price to come into our trading window. So here we do have, right here we do have a demand order block right there, which is affecting price positively. So let's see, that's so far 1-to-1, but don't, it's not in our session, so it has shifted structure to the upside. So here's our session. Okay, wait for any. So here we really have, we do really have a demand order block right here, right here. If I first delete this, you can see that we really have that demand order block, right? And if you don't know how to get your valid order blocks, please search in, look up into my YouTube videos that I usually post here, and you will learn more. Okay, so wait for a tap into it. Okay, then for a candle break confirmation, there we have it, and long position right there, our SL. As I tell you, you have two choices: to put here your SL below the candle body, the candle lows, or below the zone, right? So we're going to aim for, I'm going to aim for a 1-to-2 for this time, right? Remember, we're up 4%, right? So 1-to-2. Why? Because you can see price momentum is really good, right? So let's play price and see. Okay, so far 1-to-1 point something, 1-to-1. Okay, so we're aiming for 1-to-2. Okay, you can see, maybe then you set a stop loss at break even. So let's see if price really takes us out, right? Okay, it really takes us out at break even, and then it goes southwards. Okay, and it was really a consolidating market. Yeah, so you can see until the session closes, but this could have been a winning trade if your aim was a 1-to-1, right? You can see, but it's all good, we haven't got any L for this week, right? So this is a break-even trade. Okay, so let's go for the last trading day of the week and see. So guys, here we are, the last trading day of the week, right? So let's analyze our market condition. So you can see that price is bearish, breaking lower lows and respecting lower highs, right? So we actually seeing this supply order block, right? So let's see. Okay, we have a tap into it, and it does play out nice. So it does offer a one-to-one. So boom, here is our trading window, right? So we mark out our price. We see a break of market structure right there. We do really have a break of market structure. Let me first delete that one. Okay, it's gone. So we have an imbalance right here. Where is our, we look for our supply, look for our supply order block right there, right there. So we wait for a tap into it. Okay, do we have it? Not yet. Okay, there we have it. So we wait for a candle break confirmation. There we have it. But this entry is a little, is quite far from our zone, right? Which affects our risk to reward, right? It affects our risk to reward, because if I enter here and place my stop loss here, this is where our one-to-one could have been. But if it offers an entry, let's say in the midpoint of that, and our SL is above there, above the zone here, it could have been our 1 to 2.3, right? You can see. So let's try to ignore that first trade. Let's see if it does play out. Nope, I think nope, because you see how we avoided this trade because of its low win rate, right? You can see how 1-to-1 could have been just below this low, and that low was not taken out, right? So we could have avoided that trade, right? So let's try to wait to see. So we have actually broken structure to the upside and price. Okay, was it a valid? Yes, it was a valid change of market structure. So we wait for a now demand order blocks, right? So here we actually have a demand zone right here, though I won't take it because it has no imbalances in within, right? Okay, so we have this one right here, and wait for price to tap into it. I'll mark it out right here because it has an imbalance and it broke structure with momentum. So we wait for price tap into it. Okay, price still doesn't take it out. Let's see. It price, you can see price is even offering more and more demand order blocks right there, right? So we do have a retracement to this demand order block, but our time session has finished and it does play out quite nice, right? So you can see it does provide a very good candle break confirmation, and the SL below here aiming for a 1-to-1 right there. You can see how it played out, though we couldn't have taken this trade because where did it present? Let me see. It did present the candle break confirmation at this exact end of the session, so I don't know if I could have taken this trade or not. I don't know, but it won. So I will still aim for a 4% in profit. As you're seeing, guys, you should be selective while using this strategy in order to get a high win rate. So assuming it was a prof-funded account, it could have been just a 4% in profit, just 4% on your account, guys. You should be selective with this trade, and I promise you, you will have the results. God did effects. I sign out. Don't forget to smash that subscription button. Hope you have learned something, and hit the thumbs up button if you have really enjoyed the video. God did effects. Bless.